Welcome back. This is Today, and digital connectivity brings immense power and positive opportunities, but also introduces risks and concerns, especially around the safety of children. Cyberbullying, cyber attacks and cybersecurity are rapidly evolving phenomena, while parents, in their quest to safeguard their children from these constantly shifting trends and looming threats, they faced increased challenges. Startling research reveals that many children are unaware that their online behaviour amounts to cyberbullying until the harm has already been inflicted. Anne Collard, who's the SVP for Content Strategy and Evangelist at KnowBe4 Africa, joins us this afternoon for more. A very good afternoon to you, Anne, and thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Tell us a little bit about the evolving trends when it comes to cybersecurity, and then couple that with the cyberbullying that is growing in many communities across the country.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I think I just want to reiterate also what you said, is that using technology has a lot of benefits. So first of all, it's good for us to embrace technology. It's good to allow our children to embrace technology because it has also scientifically a lot of really good benefits in terms of their social skills, in terms of their intellectual development, etc. However, like anything, there's always a good and a bad side. And what's really important is that to be cognizant of the fact, if the parents aren't aware of the risks, it makes the kids more likely to either become perpetrators themselves, cyberbullies, or to become victims to cyberbullies, as well as, cybersecurity risks. So, and by the way, if I talk about risks, it doesn't necessarily mean that risks become harms, but it's important to be aware of what's going out there and how to protect ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's a catch-22, one would say, because at the end of the day, you have to be able to strike a balance. Young people are exposed to different forms of technology at school, and then it goes and filters through into the home. And how do parents or guardians or young people themselves strike that balance to ensure that not only are they not inflicting any unnecessary pain on others, but that they are monitored and that they are not being victims of cyberbullying?
Yeah, and my first piece of advice there would really for parents would be to have that communication channel open, to sit down with the children, to talk to them, apply to their sort of common sense as well. And yes, as a parent, it's impossible to understand all the different platforms, all the different applications that are out there, and all the different iterations of risks that might be there. But there are a few principal things that we need to talk to our children about, like, for example, that at any time that you go online, there's about 500,000 excuse me, perpetrators that will try and groom children, pretending to be someone that they're not, pretending to hide behind another children's profile picture or profile sort of social media account. So it's very important to sort of have the communication with the children, to tell them about, look, you can't trust what you see online. You have to verify who that person is. Never meet anyone in real life who you met online first, and always come to us or come to somebody that you trust to speak about anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. The other thing that I was also I'm a mother myself, and I talk to other moms in my group about is sort of, not just in the online world, but if your children get complimented a lot, if there's an attempt to send them gifts, etc., that's a sign of manipulation. And if we talk about manipulation, whether that's, again, in the online space, whether it's someone using deepfake technology, right, where they can use AI-enabled apps that make you look and sound like another child, for example, or even someone that you might know. As soon as you feel an emotion, as soon as you feel flattered, as soon as you feel someone is complimenting you too much or threatening you too much, that's an emotion that gets triggered. And emotional sort of reactions, particularly if you're still an adolescent, which goes, by the way, all the way to sort of mid-20s, means that you're more likely to be susceptible to manipulation. And that really is one of the key, and it has nothing to do with technology, right? It's one of the key advice that I think we need to keep in mind, not just for the kids, by the way, also for us, is that it's really, whether that's a misinformation campaign, a scammer, a perpetrator, a cyberbully, what they're trying to do is they try to get us to feel an emotion, because when we feel emotional, we don't think critically, we end up reacting, maybe not doing something that's not in our best interest. And that's what we need to teach our kids about, is to, sort of learn about their emotions and then not react to it when they get triggered by it in the online space.
Yeah, and then what about the other side, Anna, is that a child, an adolescent or a teenager could be a potential perpetrator. How can a child look out if they are the ones that are the aggressor online, and they don't really realize that they could be cyberbullying someone? What are the signs that they should look for themselves not to be the aggressor or the perpetrator of some form of cyberbullying?
Yeah, exactly. I think, again, the communication is really important. It's to sit down with the children, tell them that if you are by any means, let's say if you say something nasty or harassing to somebody else, that person cannot get away from it, because it's, if you said something to someone in the real world, then you go home, it's done. If it's in the online world, it follows you into your house. You can't get away from it. So the victim will be, it feels like as if you're getting attacked in your own house. It's very, very the impact is really deep in terms of a psychological effect, and it can result in all sorts of, depressive thoughts, even suicidal thoughts, and certain, by the way, not just the victims, the perpetrators themselves too, by the way, are more likely to have suicidal thoughts. So it's important, again, to tell the kids that, look, if you say something nasty to someone in the online space, that will never go away, first of all, because it stays there forever. It follows the person to their home. It can be really, really hurtful. And even if you don't directly harass someone or you say something nasty, if you just sit on a sideline in a WhatsApp group, for example, it actually also makes you complicit to the bullying behavior, and it's actually illegal, right? So you have to sort of communicate with them and just say, look, if you wouldn't wear this on your t-shirt, if you wouldn't want your grandmother to see this, if she wasn't proud of you in that behavior, don't do it.
Thank you very much for those insights, Anne Collard, who is from the KnowBe4 Africa Senior Vice President there, giving us a sense on how guardians, parents, but children themselves can deal with increasing online worlds that we are in, and